세러데이 쇼다운. 디플러스 기아 대 하나생명 e스포츠.
We just prefer to stay in our house, actually. That's what this comp says. It is a shut-in. It's a bunker. It's just a bunker draft. That's all it is. Live Sandbox are a bombing knocker draft, though. They're demolition crew. Now, they're looking to cut things down. And oh my goodness, the classic Gwen.
Yeah, the problem with...
Yeah, that is very, very true. Let's jump into the Rift and witness game number 1. W first seems to be the most popular for getting aggressive in this lane. And with Sand Soldiers down, if he walks out of the way of them, these trades do become quite comfy.
Yeah, this is a matchup that's absolutely a hands matchup, but obviously the Tristana has a little bit more agency than the Azir because the Azir Sand Soldier placement.
Oh, no. Really do like to see it. We do only have, you know, there's half the mid laners here in the LCK that have their Tristana license. I believe Closer has been up and down with his performances, sometimes leaping to his demise, other times finding those resets. As he is going to dive forward, Emperor's Divide is going to get flashed. As you can see, Carrier going to get booped back by the Buster Shot from Closer.
The veteran top laner now going to get a plate is over here.
Finding some aggression as Gumayusi does still have Featherstorm available as he flashes. Guma is finally going to use it, but he will get taken down. Teddy gets into the brush there as well as Carrier is in trouble. And Leona's going to follow him. That is going to be the kill going over to the jungler. 2 swift ones for Liv Sandbox exactly when they needed it.
Okay, see if Faker can make a play happen here. No, for Liv Sandboxes. Now they're going to commit.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp coming forward here as the ulti does come through. Teddy going to avoid it there relatively well. Teleport's coming in as Zeus turns up. Has a Q3 and Kyle says, I think I'm going to have to sacrifice myself for this one. As, look at that, the Rift Scuttler was doing a dragon impression. That was kind of cute. Still, Liv Sandbox do manage to get themselves the first 2. But better to be safe than sorry in these instances. Still could have potentially got himself a bit of an advantage as Faker taking a bit of damage there. His crown is now popped. And Closer just standing here and DPSing him down. The rapid fire working out quite well. Emperor's Divide will find him. Buster Shot is interestingly used. I'm going to leave it at that. And Faker is now still looking for a way out. Willa comes on through here. As he does have shifting sands. He's placing down some Sand Soldiers. There's a flash, but he does get interrupted. And there is the permafrost. Willa will lock down the kill. It's a solo in the end. As Closer, he was pretty busy dealing with this turret.
Well, you know,
bottom side. These third Drake situations, it is just going to be the turret that will be eradicated. And now T1 pushing forward. Willa has to get out of there. Winter's Bite a little bit slow.
So valuable to get this turret and turn it into Sundisk here for T1. Look at the damage they're layering in here before this objective even starts.
Yeah, manages to get a double charge as well. I'm actually kind of surprised that that is available as Clear is moving all the way down here. Control Ward is going to be spotted as owner.
Because, I mean, this is just a really hard fight to take without your AD carry so far away, and they're rushing it down.
I mean, Killer Instinct is a big deal. He can get there at a moment's notice if he does just get in range of that ulti, and now the Nature's Grasp comes through. That is going to be the dragon secured, and oh, the Glacial Prison, just not quite enough ergs.
Abort. As now going in on the Faker.
Yeah, some more aggression comes down as Faker's Shifting Sands is going to be blocked. Willa doing a bit of an umpty impression here as Clear is going to fight Zeus, but it is not a fair one. The all-out does come through. Now some needlework finally being utilized as Zeus trying to get himself out of there. Gumayusi going to get sliced up. Let's see what Clear can actually do. There's the flash, gets the snip as the Featherstorm does come through. Gumayusi now trying his hand, and he will be able to finish this one off as Liv Sandbox.
They're doing better.
You got 2 in the bottom lane. We're going to take this big old purple worm, and we'll see whether they can. Teleport from Zeus will get him in here as Kyle is just trying to be frustrating. Will is in the back of the pit, but it's Owner that takes away this Baron. Faker is taken low, but Kyle, I don't know whether you're going to be able to win out that 1v1 as now Teddy is just dead. And Liv Sandbox get catastrophically demolished.
Oh man, that's a 4,000 gold lead for T1 now. Baron buff could allow them to take more of these outers off of the map.
2-man Q going to come through here as Willa gets slowed down momentarily. We do have the miss down for the Gwen. That's going to keep her safe and sound as that's an ulti onto Faker. But he is just autoing with these Sand Soldiers. Kyle is very close to being stunned as Zeus dives forward, and that is Clear being taken out. There's an Emperor's Divide onto Kyle, but Faker just explodes, and now Liv Sandbox may have an opportunity, but I don't think so. In goes Owner. Closer goes out though, does have the jump available once again, as that is going to be the feathers flying, and that is a dead Willa.
It's added APs.
Yeah, that like, helps.
You know, the Maokai also doing a lot of AP damage here. His teleport's coming in, maybe last fight of the game.
Yeah, we're going to see whether Willa can get there, but he definitely cannot. There's the Nature's Grasp. Willa's going to flash to try and get himself out. His closer is kind of free hitting. There's an Emperor's Divide, but it's only on to Clear, who dives forward. Snip, snip, everyone. That is going to be at least one of the kills, but it's only Faker that has fallen so far. Carrier limping away. There's a big old Q. Riot, are you here? And Zeus is going to be able to pick that one comfortably up, and Owner is just going to smash back Clear. This is gorgeous play from T1 as they split the aggro beautifully. Carrier with the cute little steal away.
That was a shout out to Ox right there.
Yeah, once again, it's only Faker that falls.
Only Faker dies.
In, and that is going to be the end of the game.
Oh man, Zeus' performance on this Cassante, insane. He procs that. Gargoyle Stone Plate goes up into the thick of things, looks vulnerable. He says, Gwen popping off in a team fight? I don't think so, not on my watch. Level 17 in this game, 3-0 and 7. And absolutely my vote for POG. T1 crushing this first game.
Yeah, this was just obliteration. They will be able to take down the Nexus. No one will be stopped. This looks like old Cassante, man. And I think Zeus has been like the biggest improvement, apart from the fact that Faker is now back in the mid lane, right? Like even just his solo play, the amount of pressure he just naturally exudes by being Zeus in the top lane is something that we were sorely missing.
With you, but they're going to play Zeri instead. And I think that if you opt into the Lissandra here, the Tristana power spike comes so much later because she is not going to have the same amount of resources and experience that a mid Tristana is. So they want to opt into having this into the mid lane, which can be a pretty decent matchup into the Ahri as well.
But I don't know whether I really love this one necessarily, but it's T1. We'll see whether they can just control themselves to a victory as we get into game 2.
You got to deal with Faker. You kill Faker, you got to deal with Guma. And that's what I'm most worried about here for Liv Sandbox, is just that lack of consistent damage. It's not really a comp where you could feel comfortable to go Leandries and kind of be that hybrid Ahri where, yeah, you can get picks, but you also do a lot of damage and a lot of poke. Don't think that's realistic in this draft.
Yeah, Control Ward does go in. He has Flash to try and get aggressive as Faker is in this brush. He's going to have to rocket jump, but now he's away from this dragon. Carrier comes down. There is the smite from the Nocturne. Carrier's dashing away, but Owner's burning down, and that is going to be the kill. Going over to Closer. He's now Spirit rushing forward, looking for all that essence, and there's the Flash. Double kill for the Ahri. And Liv Sandbox, this is a better start. And this is actually a really interesting scenario. You can see Kyle is going to be blocking here to make sure that Closer can get home safely. He does so, immediately teleports back. And that Rift Herald that was picked up earlier on, something that Owner can now throw down to guarantee control of this Drake pit. Still, they are going to dive in. They managed to catch out Faker. Kyle's going to get the stun, and Willer is going to pick up the kill. The Herald will get a charge, but Liv Sandbox, they managed to take down Faker in the mid lane, so 3-0 now in kills, and Liv Sandbox have pulled all of that control back.
And lightning fast at the snap of the fingers, they once again push Faker out, take the Drake.
Well, there's a Hex Flash, and Willer is just going to be hit away there. Faker now without his ultimate, as Gumayusi getting aggressed on here by Teddy. Does find the passive proc. Will he be able to get it here, as there is the final hit, and Teddy gets the solo kill onto the Zeri, just not quite strong enough just yet, and also gets his flash up and available. Teddy fighting with Gumayusi in the mid lane once again, as Willa is not going to be able to get that spell shield off. There's the knock-up. He flashes to get himself out of the way, and the Paranoia comes down, but the Nocturne is still dead. Teleport in from Faker as Liv Sandbox look to close in on this one. Faker this time is able to get this one off, but the Killer Instinct is going to come down. Closer goes golden as Gumayushi's over the wall. They managed to get Faker, and now Gumayusi could be in trouble. I don't know about the Everfrost, but it does not matter. He still picks up the kill, and now Clear is trying to just win the rest of the fight. He might be able to do so as well, as Owner is in a whole host of trouble. No Kyle flash. And Clear have plenty of CC, and Owner is just going to be dead. That is a double kill here for the Cassante. They kill everyone except for Carrier.
And you got to be scared that when he turns the lights off, Ahri's going to find a pick. T1 just trying to push for mid instead. I like this call.
Yeah, not even. But the Rift Herald is in, goes Clear just by himself. The ult comes down, but the Paranoia is there to follow up. It's beautifully done. Carrier just going to try and get Teddy out of there, but he's going to have to come down at some point, and that is going to be another few kills for the Kai'Sa. They wipe the floor with T1, and they'll get at 23 minutes into this game. Zeus about to hit Mega, but does get charmed up. Very charming, he is closer, but he's going to get walloped here. There is a Gnar into the wall. Teleport to come through from Clear, but I don't think they're going to get there in time. He goes golden, though, immediately after coming out of the stun, and now he's spirit rushing around the fight. Faker will start battling now, and there's kills are coming in for Gumayusi. The Magnet Storm is just a little bit too late, and I don't know whether Clear can be quite as Cassante as he wants. A triple now for Gumayusi as the Winter's Wrath not going to be able to find the last one, but T1 are straight back in at Teddy. I don't know about that one, buddy, but he's still going to try and get out of there. In goes Clear, finds some Qs as there's at least a kill on the Rakan, and it's a double for Teddy in the end, but that is an ace for Gumayusi.
And he is very relevant in this game. Like him getting those kills is quite significant, but you know, T1 also getting more gold as a result. This setup here on the Drake is going to be very critical here for T1 against this poke from the Kaisa, but not a lot of vision.
All right, they're looking to go in onto Ona. He's in so much trouble. Paranoia comes down. Carrier does everything that he can, and the Sejuani will survive. Decent snare onto Faker, and now T1 will just say thank you so much. I guess we'll take ourselves our second Infernal Drake.
Carrier playing that so beautifully, and Zeus had his Gnar bar available with Mega Gnar. There's just no recontest. Everybody's super low, and Teddy, again, burst damage is there. Gnar into Cassante, and there's no flanking champions here. Wow. You know, Guma's just stand up at front.
Yep, soul point battle, and once again, Willa doesn't find the spell shield. It's just off as Kyle's going to be blocked. He can't actually do anything. Gumayusi going to flash after getting the ulti off, and now he's perfectly safe. Still lives Sandbox. They keep everyone alive. The dive in, and Willer is going to take down the Sejuani. Clear is so incredibly low as they do manage to get the charm, but Faker this time buffers beautifully, and Gumayusi now trying to turn onto Teddy. He's got the extra item, and Carrier is the hero. He's going to try and save him as now Closer looks for Gumayusi, but he's not going to be able to do it. It's Faker from over the wall that's able to launch himself in there. The Void Seekers make things so difficult, but Clear is the one that finally picks up the kill, and now it is a top V-top 1v1, and well, he's about to go Mega Gnar, and Clear's just like, well, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see whether I can do it, and the Gnar is not going to work, so Clear goes back home.
Yeah, I'd hit a helicopter after that one myself as well.
That's hilarious. He's like, oh, that's your idea? That's a great idea. I'll utilize that
sandbox for Teddy to use to poke T1 away.
Well, Kyle is on some mad science right now as they look for Faker. Paranoia, they've managed to get the rocket jump as the Magnet Storm finds the flank angle, and Gumayusi is out of the fight. He just skates away and lives Sandbox. They pick up a couple of members, and now they're looking at Baron.
There's that Kyle angle. Zeus trying to slow them down here. He's got GA. He's sitting on 4 items right now. He's been level 18 for a while. Was level 18 in that last fight, but he's not alone.
When you have so much just turn on a dime onto anyone that's caught
like
out
this.
Speaking of which, that is just Teddy obliterating Faker.
Faker's 7th death of the game, and down he goes. He is just obliterated, and with no Tristana wave clear here.
There is so much that Live Sandbox have to figure out. And Kyle, once again, looking for that flank angle, the flash in, they're still going for it as they dive on top of Gumayusi, and there is the eradication immediately by Teddy. He's going to grab yet another one. It's a double for Closer. Zeus is just going to get singled out and destroyed. Closer goes golden here as well, and will be able to take down Faker. His previous mentor will be taken down, and Zeus will be flashed after as well. It's Willa that'll finish that one off, and now Live Sandbox will get to work on the Nexus. What a fantastic game, and it felt like they'd thrown away all control, and they kept it together, and they managed to take down T1 here in game number 2. And do you know what the best part is, Wolf? We get another one, because this is just an evening out of the series. I think I could do with something a little bit more calm. Can we just have like Nasus and Viger and just farm things up, you know, just get some stacks? That's what I like to see, is Teddy does a bajillion damage.
Could be top Lee Sin, but probably not into Jax. Sounds pretty.
And it's Ona, so like, would Ona let anybody else on the team play Lee Sin? I don't think so. The Jax and Sejuani going to be a big focal point, and Closer trying to redeem himself on the Azir. So many stories, let's get into it.
But it's a little bit problematic. Very immobile into a comp that has insanely strong engage and also follow-up damage. So, you know, you're playing with an Ezreal that can poke more consistently with lower cooldown than the Xerath can, and the hard engaged Leona, Azir, Sejuani, Jax out of a cannon won't be successful.
Ooh, that is a Cannon being taken there by Zeus, and actually wins out quite nicely in the trade. Doesn't have a lot of mana left available, but has some cookies to eat as Ona, a possible first blood angle here, as Clear will have the Counter-Strike back up and available. Zeus was trying to get it out, and Willa here for the counter gank. Should be a 2v2 if Ona is going to go in. But as you can see, Clear just does not want any part of this whatsoever. Twisted Advance comes down. There's the Counter-Strike. He uses it a little early, and the flash comes through. Ona is going to be able to pick that one up, and Willa decided to abandon ship. Doesn't want anything to do with it, and so that is going to be a great start in the top lane for T1.
We'll watch it one more time. So he has this ward here. And he's like, all right, let's go for this. Ward hops in, gets the Q, Counter-Strike goes down. He flash ease to secure the kill. Can't get your way out of that one. The AoE is just too big. But those cooldowns are not as short as Ezreal's, so competing with his poke is going to be a little bit tough as Owner comes in.
Yeah, and Willa is right here. Does Winter's Wrath the Brambleback all the way back towards the Lee Sin. Is Peria and Faker moving on up, and Clear is going to come down. Spots exactly what's going on. Arcana Pulse will not find the target. I believe that's what the ability's called. It's been quite some time. The Ents they would have demanded an end move. As okay, Willa is going to get knocked up. There's the shocking orb that we were talking about before, and Ona going to claim his second victim here. Willa just caught trying to steal some popcorn that he was not allowed.
And now they're even going to come over here and look to steal away the blue buff. Teddy low on mana.
All right, Kyle is just looking for this one. They do Blast Cone carry it out of there, but he safeguards towards the Rakan. This duo is a lot of dashing to each other.
And Owner's looking for more with this Rift Herald here, trying to push this Jax out. Nature's Grasp available.
Yeah, closer, no teleport as there is the dive attempt. They do Bramble Smash him back as, oh my god, that was actually just a beautiful Twisted Advance. As Owner, Clear is going to be able to create enough distance, and Closer's moving up.
Also, Teddy getting the True Shot Barrage to get involved as well, adding some additional damage. You just don't want to mess around with getting the Jax fed. Faker?
Okay, he's going to get stunned up, and Emperor's Divide is going to be there. Faker, of course, no flash remaining. He's just going to stand and accept his fate.
I really think the main reason why Xerath hasn't been meta for a very long time is not about like how much mana he has or whatever is in the patch notes, you know, like coming the last few changes.
It's his R button does a lot more boomy.
Yeah. Well, T1 is just picking up so much gold here around the map. It's only one kill the advantage here, but 2,000 in gold.
Well, there is the Emperor's Divide. No kick from Ona. As the quickness comes on through, Ona going to get the mini kick into the wall as Closer is going to flash. They dive forward, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ona tanks another turret shot, but there is no damage coming from Willa. Yeah, they're just getting on in there. This could just be a flip as Faker is coming over. There's the Arcana Pulse. They get the kick out. There is the secure, but can they win the fight? The True Shot Barrage does decent work as Closer looking for his angle. He gets in and finds two, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. The Rite of the Arcane is soaring through, and it's so much damage. As Gumayusi as well, doing a whole bunch. Teddy just trying to get that footwork to work out as the Q is going to miss. And now Teddy is looking for the carry angle, but Ona, he sinks his fangs in, and that is going to be that. Kyle, nothing that he can do. It was almost super carry Teddy, but it wasn't. The ace in the end, the Baron on top, and T1. But we're going to see T1 trying to gather some more here as, yeah, the Space Nature's Grasp does come through. Kyle trying to escape this one. Rite of the Arcane, kind of terrifying. At this point in time, does push them all the way back, and the inner turret will be secured. Wow.
Horizon Folk, and he's like, this item was made that absolute crushing defeat on the Baron.
And you can see Zeus just, he's like, oh no, man, like, this was so easy. You just press the R button and take whichever turret you want. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true as, all right, Clear, let's see whether this is going to work. First step, not quite figured out yet, as now the engage comes through, and T1 are just going to try and catch them before the Jax even arrives. Emperor's Divide does nothing because Twisted Advance doesn't allow you to be targetable. And once again, it is Faker going down, but he is the only one, and Clear has 4 friends willing to take him out. That is going to be a triple for Gumayusi, and T1 will now march their way up this top lane. On the jungler, I mean, there are barely 2 for Willa. In fact, there aren't 2. As the ulti is once again going to go wide. Willa just not having the greatest of days today. As Ona now looks for the angle. Emperor's Divide is going to land onto Ona, who will be taken down to his GA. Will it be enough, though, as there is the grand entrance, and the Rite of the Arcane just comes down. Faker, I think, might die again, or maybe this, no, the Empower is going to work out. Leap Strike comes through there for Clear, so he will escape. Teddy wanted no part of this, and so it's a 3-for-1. It's just absurd. Like, The amount of Blade Caller plus Xerath damage is just nutty. As he's having a giggle about this Xerath
He's having a fun time.
It's just... Oh, okay, well, clear. Oh, the DDR! Look at those young hands! Oh my god, it's not enough.
Got burned. Yeah, really difficult to get through this Maokai as well, as Guma is just never really under threat. It's hard to hit this guy when he's perfectly positioned every time.
Oh, Carrier dashing around. Kyle looks for the back line. They do manage to find the front line, as Zeus may be taken down low, but he's got so many tools to keep him alive. Teddy at full health right now, as it's only Kyle that has fallen just yet. The first inhibitor will be taken, and T1 5 versus 4 now. It's the war of attrition. I think that if you're going to engage, maybe not the Maokai.
Yeah, probably not that one. They wanted to get on top of Guma, at least force out his ultimate. Kyle unsuccessful there. And Live Sandbox, I mean, they're trying to use True Shot Barrage here to keep T1 at bay at arm's length here, but there's a limit. Closer still has his Emperor's Divide. They have the Nexus turrets, and I think that's where they're going to try to make their stand here if T1 further commit. Yeah. Has full health, teleported back in.
Yeah, Gumayushi relatively low, might be a target, but Clear just walking up towards them. Closer in the back, trying to get damage down where he can. That's a beautiful stun there as Willa has to Arctic Assault himself out of the way. And Nexus turret number 1 going to fall. Closer, no flash. Hard to find a Emperor's Divide angle here. We'll put up the Sun Disc turret to try to buy further time. One more chance. Yeah, the Nature's Grasp does come through. Counter-Strike trying to work out, but the Dragon Rage kick is just fantastic. Kyle still manages to get in there. Emperor's Divide onto 2, but now that is not a tool that is left available. And Clear, we've seen this one before. Yeah, you might be able to kill him, but you're not even able to do that this time around, as T1, the third time of asking, will claim the Nexus and make it a 2-1 over Live Sandbox here today.
And he overall, yeah, he had to flash in some weird moments in the early game, but he knew when he was in danger, he knew where to position for this comp, and when you've got that Nature's Grasp to set you up, you're going to do a lot. And our first win for Xerath here this season.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the T1 end of the season interview as they close out the regular season with a win over Live Sandbox. Congratulations! We're here joined by the entire 5 players on the side of T1. Now let's start off with the top laner, Zeus. T1 won the final match of the regular season. How do you feel? I thought today was a 2-0 angle, but it's a bummer that we lost the second game. But still, it's alright, you know, not too bad. So Zeus, game number 1, you were playing into Gwen, the key part of the draft of the enemy, but you were able to dominate the top lane as Cassante, and you were the unanimous POG in that game. How were you able to win lane so hard like that? I think the early game went even better than I expected. Today was my lucky day or something, so it went pretty well somehow. What about the rune choices? Runes? It's just typical Cassante rune, you know? Everyone just takes it. And then game 3, you ended up playing Maokai into Drax, a pick that you were actually very comfortable at. How do you look at this matchup, Maokai versus Drax? You know, you just, get through lanes and you call for your jungler and then you punish Jax. I was like playing Maokai and it was going pretty well. I was pretty confident in that matchup, so I was feeling alright. Now it's gonna be playoffs right around the corner. What is your mindset heading into the playoffs run? I'm really excited, I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to performing in the playoffs. It's gonna be so much fun. Now Owner taking off that jacket somehow for the interview, maybe showing off that pink jersey, special edition. Why did you change your look? I just like wearing t-shirts instead of jackets. So today, T1 ended up the regular season with a win, but T1 had a lot of ups and downs this season. How do you look back at the summer season? Yeah, we had a very long losing streak as well as a winning streak as well. So I was able to experience a lot of stuff, you know. I learned a lot of lessons. Owner, this summer, you played 15 different picks. That's the deepest champion pool in the T1 lineup. What kind of preparation or practice have you gone through the summer season? Well, I did not intentionally play a lot of picks, but I mean, having a deep champion pool is always good for any pro players. You know, for example, we were able to pull off a Maokai top because of that. So I'm always just working to expand my champion pool. You also won a POG today as well on Lee Sin. What are you going to focus on when it comes to the playoffs preparation? I think we have to focus on what we're good at, you know. I don't want to care too much about our weaknesses. I just want to kind of strengthen our strong points and also amplify it. Now let's hear from Faker. It's been a while since I talked to you. Welcome back, Faker. So, how's your wrist doing? Has it healed up enough? It's not like completely, like fully healed, but I can now perform, you know, competitively, so it's doing okay, you know. And Faker, you played Xerath. Once you locked it in, you had a big smile on your face. Could you tell us more about that pick? Looking at our comp and drafting in general, I thought Xerath will be able to round out the comp. And then Kyria also mentioned something about DRX, and it kind of had me crack up. It was not about Xerath, actually. But in that game, we could see that you were having a lot of fun in the player game. You were always laughing, you know, having a lot of fun. And then all the T1 players were like, protect Faker, protect Faker. So it was Xerath the key pick on the side of T1. I mean, it is a fun pick for sure, but I was not able to land many skills. But there were a lot of fun moments in that game, so I couldn't stop laughing. And I think Faker, with your return, T1 was able to come back to its T1 form, you know, popping off and also having a very good atmosphere. You now have a very new nickname as well. Were you aware of that? No, I don't know. So a lot of people are now calling it the superconductivity Faker. Are you happy with that? I guess it is the fourth wave or something, but I'm not sure what does that mean. And Faker, during your hiatus, actually, all the T1 players and also Poby worked so hard to keep this T1 roster going. Any message over to the players? I want to say thank you to everyone who worked so hard for us, and let's keep working hard. Let's keep up the great work. Zeus, is there any message for Faker as well? Nope. I was just smiling. I just smile all the time. Doesn't mean I want to say something. Now, Gumayusi, this summer season was pretty rough for T1, to be honest. How do you look back at it? Like, the time flew. I cannot really believe that this was actually our last match of the regular season. And today you are able to showcase an incredible performance on Xayah. I think Xayah has become one of your signature picks these days. How do you feel about that champion? I'm pretty good at laning phase with Xayah, and also Xayah is really stable and in team fights. So yeah, I think Xayah is a very decent pick. Well, we don't have the full playoffs bracket confirmed yet, but is there any specific team you want to meet or avoid? I want to play up against KT or Genji. I want to avoid maybe... I don't know, I guess the teams would like to avoid us.
만나고 싶은 팀은 KT와 젠지를 뽑아주셨는데 그 이유가
So you want to go up against KT or Genji? Why is that?
이번엔 많이 져가지고.
We lost to them so many times.
다음번에 또 이겨주고 싶은 그런 마음이 있으시군요.
Come on, you see hungry for the revenge. Now we are so excited to see T1 in the best of 5 format. How are you going to prepare for that?
지금 팀 분위기도 좋고 이렇게 풀업 들어가기 전에.
We're having a great time right now. The team's morale has become a lot more lighter, and I think we're having a great time together as a team. So I hope we can push this momentum forward. Lastly, Keria. You were able to close out the regular season with a win. How do you feel? It feels amazing to win our last match. We're going to do our best in the playoffs too. Rascal actually sent you a message on social media. Did you check that out? Yeah, he said, Keria, you know, I don't really do this, but please, for this time, do it for us, and I will buy you whatever you want if you win today up against Leaf Sandbox. What do you want from Rascal? Now it's your turn to say back to Rascal. I'm not sure whether he's watching this, but I'm gonna message him for sure after this interview. I'll see how much he can actually offer me. Keria, what are you expecting from playoffs? How far will T1 go? For sure, I think we're gonna play DRX. And you're gonna stump them maybe? If we play well, yeah. And I will make sure to play well and beat DRX, hopefully. We gotta wait until to see if DRX can make playoffs in the end as well. And before we go, Faker, is there anything you wanna say to all the fans out there? Thank you so much for your support, and I promise that T1 will keep the upward trend and keep making in the further rounds of playoffs. And this will be the end of the interview from T1, and back to the space. Thank you.